Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe to the show. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, y'all was crazy, man. I promise y'all, man. Ken's still sitting over there making his soup at the microwave like everything normal, man. Like everything peaches and cream, man. And now you don't even know the whole pod. No, you got a grape in charge almost, man. Now, I ain't gonna say the whole pod, but a lot of people that's supposed to know. And now I'm seeing the dudes from the other city. I'm seeing them talk. I seen what's going on. That junk was crazy, man. But the old head is the key to all of this. Because he was the only one from that town that knew Ken. He was the only one that knew him. So he was the only one that they can use for exact evidence. But it's a lot of phones. It's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm like, man, you know what? I was like, this junk crazy, man. It was like so much stuff and so much tension going on, man. They called outside rec. Man, I dipped. It was raining outside, man. I dipped. I went next door. I went to 31 Park, my homeboy shit. I went in that junk. I promise y'all, man, I sit down. I'm like, yo, bro, it's always, y'all be thinking, it's always something going on in penitentiary, man. I promise y'all, man, always out of every block, every building, it's always something going on. I tell my homeboy, I said, bro, you ain't gonna believe this. He like, what? I run it down to him like, yo, remember, you know the dude Ken from such and such, that be with the dudes from such and such, but he ain't from such and such. He was like, yeah. I was like, bro, listen, they say he raped a girl back in the day, 12 years old, till she was all the way till she was 14, bro. He was raping her since she was young. I was like, man, that's how he got that 13 years, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm telling my homeboy like, what? For real? Ain't nobody do nothing to him yet over there? I'm like, bro, I'm not the do nothing to him police, bro. I was like, bro, at the end of the day, like I feel like that city need to handle that. The one that accepted him with open arms, man. They need to be the ones that handle that, man. I was like, but furthermore, like, I was like, yo, bro, get your peoples to check, you know what I mean? I was like, bro, I got his name. Now, the reason I got his name is because you got to sign your first initial and your last name on a little barber joint, you know what I mean, when you're getting a haircut. And they'll have your joint up there. Like, if sometimes you'll see people joint, you can walk by and see it on the bulletin board. And I remember I had been walked by. Once I had found out the day before about what was going on, I seen his name on the bulletin board for the barber joint. They had his first initial and last name. So I figured out his first name. And I went to my man's side. I was like, yo, bro, get your peoples to check and see what bro case is. I was like, just for my own personal reason. I just want to know. So he was like, bro, if they saying it's true, he's like, I'll check. Word, he gets people to check while we on phone. She on speakerphone. I don't know back then how she checked, but this is probably about 2000 and, you know what I mean? It's 2014 or something like that. But she checked. Word, she was like, yeah, he got some spooky charges. She was like, he got statutory to the first degree. She was naming all type of spooky stuff. And all type of spooky sodomy. Like she was naming all spooky cases, man. So it was true. And he got sentenced to them 13 years. So I was like, yo, that junk true. But I know they doing the same thing. All those dudes that's in the junk from that town that rock with him, man, they got to be doing the same thing because they got phones, y'all. So boom. So I was happy about that, man. I stayed over there all the way up until it was dinner time. I came back to the pod 2-3 hours later. I get back in the junk. I see what's going on. I'm like, man, like everybody, he's still acting oblivious to everything that's going on. You know what I mean? He acting like he don't know what's going on, this or that. And for me to be in a whole new building, like 60 building, and just witnessing all this madness, man, I'm like, yo, this is crazy right here, man. I'm like, yo, this is wild. This is wild right here, but this is penitentiary, man. Stuff like this be happening all the time. Y'all know the count. So they ain't do nothing to him. They ain't do nothing to him for like 2-3 days, man. Like he's moving on. He's still serious, dude. You know what I mean? The old head already locked and loaded to be able to rat on him and tell the business. You know what I mean? So he don't even know. So I don't know if he was starting to get fishy or he was starting to get a bad vibe or whatever. But out of nowhere, you seen him talking to the old head. And this time he was talking to the old head. The old head kind of gave him distance slightly. And the old head was standing like this and Ken was like right there. And the old head just was like, I wonder what he was talking about. The old head just was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. So the dude from the other city that my man rocked with, man, Ralph, he got down, came out of nowhere now. Like I say, they trying to keep bro safe until I guess the pack land. Now I don't know when the pack was gonna land, but they trying to keep him safe until then. So the whole time this going on, like they was really being great actors because they was still acting like they rocked with him. They was still acting like everything was straight word. My homeboy came back, was like, yo, look, they said Ralph said he went on the joint, got his peoples to check. They said, yeah, those bro charges. Those bro charges, man. He was like, only reason dudes ain't know that there was his charges, he was like, because he got locked up in the little county that he lived at. He messed up in that little county. Then he's like, they sent him to the regional jail. So he was like, he did his time in the jail, the regional jail in there. But he was like, the only people that knew about this is probably the people that was from where they from, which is a small little town. So I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. It's a fact. I was like, I told you, bro. Told you bro, listen, bro. The man is a maniac, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, I looked at him completely different when I saw that, y'all. Like, when I got the proof, I looked at him completely different. Now they got the proof. I know they doing the same thing because bro didn't look like a psycho. He had looked like a calm, good thinker, somebody that's quick on his feet, somebody that know how to get to some money, somebody that had great leadership skills, somebody that know how to move the crowd, man. He had looked like one of those type of guys, man. Like, he didn't let off clown stuff to me. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, he wasn't a clown at all. He moved quiet. He don't want to be the top dog. Like, everything he did right, man. But the whole time, man, the man was a rapist, y'all. So boom. He had a bad name on his jacket, man. He had a bad name on his jacket. And for real, y'all, I didn't mean to kind of like start stuff slightly, man. But like, I'm standing by the microwave, minding my own business. It's like 2 days into the information is already leaked. And he's the only one that really don't have a clue about what's going on. So I'm standing at the microwave. I'm just waiting on my turn. I'm just like, I got the headphones on. I'm chilling. I'm like, see a dude over there, I take my headphones. I'm like, hey, bro, look, what's up we gonna do? Bro, you gonna make that happen? I forgot what I was talking about. Hey, bro, yeah. I looked up, I seen somebody going in the microwave. Boom. I was like, I looked, it was Ken. He was like, hey, let me get 5 minutes right quick. Weezy. I look, he was putting this bowl pizza. You know, dudes that make a bowl pizza, eat half of it earlier, and then later on, they'll heat that rest of it back up or whatever you want to do. But I see him, he just cut me. Boom. He was like, hey, Weezy, let me get 5 minutes. I was like, hey, bro, wait, bro, you just gonna cut me though, bro? I've been waiting 4 people. He was like, bro, I'm just trying to get 5 minutes, bro. That's all I'm trying. I said, bro, listen, bro. You just can't cut me like that, bro. You wildin', bro. Take you out there, bro. It's my turn next, bro. He was like, we supposed to fight over the microwave? I was like, fight? For real, right then and there, I supposed to took off on his word. I looked at him. I was like, bro, listen, bro, you lame, bro. I was like, bro, you lame, bro. I was like, bro, you a lame for real, bro. He was like, I'm a lame. I said, you a lame, bro. I said, what, you trying to fight or something, bro? He said, we can fight. I said, bro, listen, bro, I ain't gonna argue with you, bro. I said, get the dog in, bro. I said, you a lame, bro. He said, you keep calling me lame. I said, bro, you a lame to like kids, bro. Yeah. He was like, oh, we gotta fight. I said, yeah, get the dog. I went to myself, I was like, yeah. Let me change my stuff. Like, I come back out. I see my homeboy talking to the dude, Ralph. He beeline across the pod. He see me. He's like, hey, Weezy, let me holler at you. Like, what's up? He was like, man, look. Man, dude said, man, Ralph said, man, can you please let that go, man, till the weekend, bro? Just let it go. I was like, he was like, man, let them clean them up, bro. They gonna clean them up, bro. I'm like, bro, dude, wow, bro, real talk, man. He was like, yeah, we all know, bro. He getting up out of here, bro. They need that pack, though, bro. I was like, I ain't never been a dude to hate on a pack, man. I was like, you know what, man? I was like, man, you know what I mean? So I see him talking to him upstairs. He like, he ain't really want to fight for real anyway. He listening. He like, just looking down at me like, I'm like, bro, lame, man. This word, they got squash, y'all. So boom. I fell back. I ain't even gonna lie because they right. That's their business. They gonna clean him up, man. Now they waiting too long if you ask me, bro, but they trying to get their pack, man. So I understand why sometimes you gotta think strategic, man. So I ain't mad at them about that. But either way, I was making sure I watched Ken from here on out. And me and him was all right, but he did that little move, cut me in the microwave line, bro. You wildin', bro. You tripping, bro. So now I'm on point. I gotta be on point because the weekend is like 2 days away. So I gotta be on point. I'm watching them, keep my head on the swivel. I'm watching everything. I ain't going to chow. I ain't trying to look vulnerable, nothing. So I'm chilling. I'm staying out the way. And I'm watching him and it's looking like he's still teamed up with these guys. Now, I think kind of like he started getting suspicious after I told him, I said, bro, you mess with them kids, bro. When I snapped and said that, like, he probably figured out that I might have talked to who knows. But I already know that it was getting crazy because my homeboy came out and told me, was like, yo, man, he said, man, guess what? I was like, what? He said, man, pulled up on me and said, Ken trying to pay him to tell dudes he was just welling, man. He be lying, he a fiend. He just be making stuff up, all of that. I'm like, bro, it don't matter, bro. It's on computer. I said it's on computer. He was like, yeah, but he don't know, Ralph and them know all that yet. I was like, man, I said, tell Ohead get that money in buck. I said, tell Ohead get that money in buck, man. I'm gonna make sure he don't do nothing, man. You know what I mean? He was like, that's what I told him, get the money in buck. I was like, man, this dude a lame. We keep trying to pay dudes to do this and do that. I'm like, man, what's wrong with this guy, man? Where they get this dude from, man? He from Mars or somewhere, man, because he running around thinking he gonna get away with this type of stuff he got going on, y'all. So boom, you can't. You're never gonna get away from your past, man. Somebody's always gonna know you, man. And look how God worked. Unc came right up in there, man, and put bro on blast, man. This story, man, is crazy because dude was crazy official. He was official, man. He was a nobody that you would look at that be doing the type of stuff that we saw from that stuff that we read on the computer, man, that my peoples told us about, man. This man raping, sodomite, he got all of that maniac stuff, man, with a freaking young girl, man. So this is like the worst of the worst, man. The man had the regular face. He didn't look like a sicko or none of this, man. Another day go by. So I think this is the day that he was trying to pay the old head. So the old head is like the one they already got. Everybody knows the information. Everybody knows the information. It's just about how they moving was kind of throwing me off. Everybody knows the information. So the old head took the money from him. The old head took the money from him. So I guess he thought old head was going to check in. You know what I mean? I thought he guessed old head was going to talk to everybody and check in right after. Old head got the money, went straight to his cell, ain't talk to nobody or ain't check in. So when Ken had cleared, I looked up, I seen Ken at his cell. So Ken was at his cell like, yo, give me my food. Give me my food back. Man, give me all my food back then. Give me all my food back. You seen Unc was on the top bunk like, I guess he had the food on the top bunk on his bed. He was like, nah, I ain't giving you nothing back. I ain't giving you nothing back. So he arguing with the dude. He arguing with the old head. Old head like, nah, this is my food. You owe me this. That's word. Old head told him, this is my food. You owe me this. Old head done bucked on him. Nah, this is my food. You owe me this. Damn, man. Deal with your demons. Deal with your demons, man. Kid was like, man, you better stop lying on me, man. You better stop lying on me, man. So it got played slightly like it wasn't a major big thing. Pause. Like, it was like people heard it, but not everybody heard it, especially the right people, like the people from his city that he was hanging with. Now, the people from that city that he was hanging with, they already knew the count. That's what made this jump so crazy, man. This is why prison is so dangerous, because the people from the city that he loved, he turned his back on his real town, man. The city that he really loved, they was the one that ended up crossing him out, y'all. So boom, they was playing him so smooth with the acting game. I promise you, man, Ralph was a beast with it. They was still acting like everything was regular in the cell with him, doing what they doing, whatever. He was still rolling around like he was part of the crew, but he knew his time was coming to the end because that old head ended up moving over here. And like, that's not what he wanted. He paid him already to leave and don't talk about the information before, but now it's a whole new ball game when you bump into somebody for the second time, man. So I felt like he really understood that his time was coming to the end. That's how I really felt. Now, I just really felt like he was in denial because he really thought that he probably didn't do nothing wrong, man. So it was crazy, y'all. On this same day at dinner time, everybody go to chow. I don't go to chow. I'm sitting in the cell, I hear a knock. See an arm on, recognize. I'm like, I get up. I'm like, yo. I look at the door, look around the corner. It's bro. He like, hey, me holler at you right quick, Weezy. I'm like, holler at me for what? He was like, so I'm behind the door. I'm like, holler at me for what? It's the dude Ken. I'm like, holler at me for what? He was like, it ain't nothing like that. He was like, I gotta holler at you though, man. You know what I mean? He was like, want some man-to-man stuff. I said, bro, talk, bro. You know what I mean? He's like, you ain't gonna open the door. I was like, nah. Like, I ain't trust him. Like, I ain't going out like that. I'm like, nah, what's up? I can hear you. Ain't want nobody in the pod for real. He was like, he came to the side of the door. He was like, hey, look, let me ask you a real nigga question, man. Damn, I expect a real nigga answer, bro. I'm like, what? You talking to, nigga? He was like, no, it ain't like that, bro. I was like, bro, listen, bro. Say what you gotta say, bro, and get from around my cell, bro. He was like, hey, look. Did that old head dude, he called his name, did that old head dude such and such, he told you I had a graping charge? I was like, bro, you do got a graping charge, bro. He was like, what? I said, bro, you do got a graping charge. He was like, man, Weezy, don't put that out there, bro. I said, you ain't gotta worry about me putting it out there. I said, you ain't gotta worry about me putting it out there. He was like, did he tell you though? I said, bro, listen, bro, that's neither here or there, bro. He was like, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I look, he was going down stuff like this. So boom, he didn't get the answer he was looking for me. That wasn't gonna happen. I don't know why you came to my cell trying to get answers on that, bro. I don't have nothing to say to you pertaining to that, bro, to be honest with you, man. So after everybody came back from child, you know what I mean? We got like probably like, we got probably like 15, 20 minutes before they locked down. Man, I promise you, man, I'm in the cell, man. I just hear dudes kind of looking. I see dudes, when I come out, I see dudes kind of looking crazy. Man, I just hear a noise like, oh, man, come on. That's all you heard. Man, come on, man. like I heard an ultra beast combo. That joke was like, man, all right, man, come on. Like, everybody was like, I look at Paul, everybody moving around. Like, oh God. I was like, I called my homeboy. I was like, what was that? He was like, he pointed towards the old head set. He was like, I was like, I walked in, I came down the steps. I was like, man, I looked in the old head set. I seen Ken like this. Boom, 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 boom. Ken was on top of the old head. My word, Ken would beat the old head down. He was like, boom, 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 boom. It was punishing him. I was like, oh my God. I looked over at the dudes from that city. I was about to say the city, my bad. I looked over at the dudes from that city he was hanging with. I promise you, I looked. At first, they just let him go for a minute. They was just over there watching. And I seen Ralph get the dude in the head. Like, man, go over there and break that up. Man, this word dude went in the jump, grab Ken. He was like, man, Ken was like, man, he lying. He lying. Boom. He kicked old head in his face. Old head was like, I was like, oh, we all sitting there looking at him like, man, that's word. Old head punished. Old head look beat down. Old head face looking stupid. Man, that's where I was like, oh my God. Man, they dragged Ken, they took him to the cell. Rock went over there, was like, bro, you know what we got going on tomorrow? The hell is wrong with you, man? You tripping, man? What the fuck, man? Go in the fucking cell, man, before they lock your stupid ass up, man. This word, he was like, man, you fucking lying on me, Ralph. You fucking lying, man. Ralph was like, man, we ain't worrying about that shit, man. Fuck him, man. You whooped his ass, didn't you? He was like, yeah, I whooped him. Yeah, I whooped him. He was like, all right, man, go to your cell then, man. This word, he went upstairs like a bad dude. He was like, so boom. That jump was crazy, y'all. I was like, wow. He went and stayed in the cell. They came and they locked down. Everybody locking down. They locking the cells on the bottom tier. They coming around. They get to his cell. The CO said, hey, man, what happened to you? Man, come here, man. Man, open cell, such and such. The door open up. Man, come here. Man, you need medical attention, man. Come on, man. Hey, look, hold on, man. You heard somebody on the intercom say, yeah, finish count and come back and get him. That's how petty Lawrenceville is. They say, finish count and come back and get him. Word, it was like, yo, step in. They made him step in. Locked him back in the joint. They do count. As soon as count was finished, police come in that jump. Word, they go straight to his cell. They grab him. They take him out. They take old head out. Man, I was like, man, old head gonna rap. I know old head gonna rap. I was like, man, old head probably rap, man. I know he is, man. Old head didn't rap. Old head didn't rap. We came back out for the afternoon rap. Everybody was looking like, oh man, old head didn't rap. Old head didn't rap, man. That's where they took old head out. But Ken beat the bricks off him, man. I promise you, man. His afro was sideways. His lips, his cheekbones was puffy. His lip was busted. His eye was swollen, man. He was on top of him, beating him down. Ken put that work in on that, man. I was like, oh my God. He left out of that jump looking crazy, man. This is my word. So when we come back out, that's the talk of the pod. Everybody like, yo, this is crazy, man. So everybody was trying to be like, yo, that's wild, man. Like, he beat Uncle. That's crazy. Like, to some people that didn't really know what was going on, they probably like, yo, that's what you get for not having paperwork. That's what you forget. That's what you get for not having real proof. A lot of people didn't even really know what was going on. You know what I mean? So they thinking old head just was putting a bone on him, man. So old head out of here, man. So everybody just was like, damn, man, Ken put that damn work in, man. But Ken don't even know, man. Like, he's being lined up by a bunch of goddamn hyenas, man. Like, real talk. That's what he didn't know, man. But with him beating his ass, to me, that made him look guilty. My opinion, man. Like, so I don't know. You can look at it different, however the case, man. But all I know is, man, Ken really think he got away with this one, y'all. So boom. So the police ain't come do no investigating. They ain't come do nothing. Lawrenceville is crazy bootleg, man. Somebody just got their ass whooped, man. And this was the only dude that really knew Ken. So he's gone. So we lay it down for the rest of the night. Saturday rolled around. Now, I don't know which shift it was going to be on or whatever the case, but this is how, like, because I guess they were so anxious to get at him. This is how I knew that kind of like the shift was the morning shift that bring the package for these dudes. You know what I mean? So I didn't like, Ken is so good how he did it. Like, he disguised himself. Like, he kind of like, you know what I mean? Move right. He quiet. So like, I never really knew who his roller was. I'm going to be honest with you. I never really knew who his roller was, but I feel like a lot of people had found out who his roller was on Saturday, man. Because soon as Saturday came, it was a new shift. And it was like a different shift does a weekend. You know what I mean? Like, the shift that was working all through the week, they're not going to be the shift that worked for the weekend. They're going to be the shift that works for the weekend is going to be the shift that wasn't here all through the weekend. They just swap it up like that. So when the lady came to work, we looked. This is my word. Lady came to work, man. Goddamn, she was at Candor immediately. Now, as soon as she left Candor, it was like a rush on how everything had to go, because I guess that's how they wanted it anyway. But I guess the pack was dropped. And pack was dropped. I didn't know when the pack was dropped. I just knew it was probably that lady because she was the only one that came to work. And next thing you know, it was Lala. But she came to work. She dropped the pack. They was on it immediately. Like as soon as she left out, they was bagging up. They was getting it right. They was getting everything right. People getting ready for visits, all type of stuff going on. They bagging up. They already got the pack. Soon as they got that pack secured, man, I promise you on everything I love, man. That nigga Ken came out when he was sitting at the table talking to another dude. And you seen Ralph came out. Ralph was like, hey, look, hey, Ken. Hey, let me holler at you right quick. You know what I mean? So now Ken, the nigga Ralph cell is like if you sit in the right place, you just look to your right. If his door is open, you can look in a joint. But usually they'll have to cut up, you know what I mean? So they sell like right there. So kind of like I'm by my man cell on the top tier, all the way down slightly by the handicap, but not by the handicap, but like by the cell next to the handicap. So we on the railing right there. So I got a perfect shot at the dude Ralph and themselves. You know what I mean? We watching the joint. Me, my homeboys, couple of Richmond dudes, and a few members. They knew about the situation. Like we was the ones that knew about the situation. So when we seen him call him, like we was just waiting. Like, yo, what did they got the pack? And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to score before they, you know what I mean? But I was like, nah, let's let them handle their business. You know what I mean? Because that's just what's going on. I know they was about to handle their business. My word, nigga, Ken got up. He was playing chess. He was like, all right, hold on. You can't mess with me, man. You can't mess with me talking around. He walked in the Ralph cell. Man, he walked in the Ralph cell. The door didn't close, though. The door was still open. So all you got there, he walked in, you didn't hear nothing. At first thing you heard, hey, man, is the shit true or not? What the fuck, nigga? Be a man in a minute, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? He was just quiet. He was just standing there like this. Ralph was like, nigga, is it true or not, nigga? Fuck wrong with you? His selling. His word, Ken owns selling. The nigga that was from that city though, but this is Ken selling. As the dude was saying, is it true or not? Dude caught him. Ken was like, he took the punch, he was like, dude was like, nigga, is it true, nigga? He was like, man, she was coming on to me, man. Next thing you know, you see dudes, dudes was coming in the cell. I was looking, I was like, oh shit, this my word was like 5 niggas on y'all. On everything was like 5 people on that nigga ass. I looked, I was like, oh shit, they were beating his ass and all you seen was this. I seen my homeboy was like, my homeboy just kept getting closer and closer. He was like, he grabbed the nigga's shoulders. He was like, boom, he threw a couple of kicks. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I went over there. I was like, bro, come on, bro. What you doing, bro? What you doing, bro? He rolled over kind of where I was at. I was like, boom, I kicked that nigga right in his goddamn ribs. Like, pussy ass nigga. Fuck around with you. Next thing you know, we leave out. You just see niggas on his ass. Boom, 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 boom. Niggas beat his ass. This is my word. They stripped that nigga. Man, they stripped that nigga, man. Threw that nigga out the fucking cell. This word, he got up. Oh, that nigga can take an ass whooping. I promise you, that nigga can take an ass whooping, man. That nigga come out that ass whooping. And he was like, all right. He got up, this nigga butt up all naked, pause. They super violated him. He got up, he was like, all right. He ran to the booth, he was like, all right. He hit the butt leg, he was like, what? He was like, let me out. I was like, oh my, that was my first time hearing on Lawrenceville, man, a grown man scream like that. Y'all know how scary that was, man. That man was screaming to get out the block, man. But this is what he deserved, man. That man beat him. They beat him. He was just one of them dudes that know how to take a beating, man. I kicked him decent in his ribs. I'm talking about he rolled right. My homeboy already was kicking him. He rolled right my direction. That jump was like a punt. I was like, boom. That's all you heard. Like, you know, like a jump that ain't like a long kick. It was like a little short jump. I was like, boom. Right there. He was like, he just kept rolling onto the ass whoop. And niggas was on his ass. I was like, oh shit. This nigga leave out. This nigga out on the salad port, butterball naked. This word, he dip out. So everybody tighten up. Niggas like, yo, we about to go lock. Fuck this shit. Everybody running last minute. Next thing you know, police coming in that bitch. Lock down. Lock down. Everybody lock down right now. Everybody lock down. Lock down. They locked that whole shit down. This word. Goddamn, they just opening doors up. Come to the door. Come to the line. White shirt check you. Shit wrong with me. He go upstairs. So the dude said he get to the cell with Ralph and man. Ralph get away with it. He get the Ralph homeboy. You sit over there. He get to another dude that Ralph mess with. You sit over there. They locked up 3 dudes for that ass whooping, man. Somebody had to pay for it. At the end of the day, man, the nigga goddamn Ken didn't tell, though. I give him that, man. The man is a fucking, the scum of all scumbags, man. The man was freaking violating a young girl, man, when she was 12. You know what I mean? For 2 years. For 2 fucking years, man. He think he just gonna walk around penitentiary all smooth, like everything peaches and cream game. No, that shit come back. Look what happened. Overhead move on account. The only nigga from his town, basically, man. And the business get out there, that's simple, man. That's why I tell y'all, man, nothing is gonna get unanswered in prison. Everybody knows somebody in prison, man. Somebody went to school with you. Somebody know your mama. Somebody know your cousin. Somebody know that neighborhood you grew up in. Somebody went to elementary with you, man. Somebody was your next door neighbor. Somebody know your ass, man. You hear me? You're not getting away with shit in penitentiary, man. And that man had to learn a lesson the hard way, man. Yeah, he infiltrated that city, and he had good backup all the way up until that came out, man. But they got his ass, man. Ralph and them beat his ass, man. Like, after that shit was said and done, I had seen Ralph, because he became my homeboy. So I had seen him. I was like, man, I know that shit was rough, man, letting that nigga live for them 4 days, man. He was like, man, for real, bro. Every time I looked at that nigga, he was like, because I got little sisters. He was like, man, every time I looked at that nigga, man, I wanted to cut that nigga goddamn neck, bro. That's word, bro. He was like, that nigga a piece of shit, man. He like, fuck that nigga, though, man. He was like, that nigga ain't gonna say shit, though, man. He was like, but for real, we was just waiting on the pot, though, you know what I mean? So they got what they was gonna get. And goddamn bucked on Ken dumbass and beat Ken dumbass, man. But that's how it going there, y'all. Like, shit be hectic in there, man. But Ken never came back on the compound, by the way. He never came back on the compound, man. Those dudes, they only had ass whooping charges, so they got out from the ass whooping charge, man. But watching that shit, I saw that was a valuable lesson, though. Like, be careful, man. We're having these crazy crimes thinking you're gonna hide them in prison, man. You're not. You know what I mean? It could get even more dangerous for you, man. So that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, though. Man, I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Y'all know the count, man. Stay out the way, man. Your family needs you, man. They don't want to see you go to jail. They don't want to have to write you letters and go get a lawyer and inconvenience themselves and their bank account for you, man. So just stay out the way for them, man. Please. But you already know what it is, man. This is the Thursday Banger Game. So what did y'all do with this one? Like, share, subscribe, this one, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. But be safe out there, people. And stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.